Hello, Jay from the Knights Hall here, and I'm here to talk about part 2 of the footwork that we discussed the last time. I'm going to go back and review a little bit about the stance and the half steps. Then I'm going to move into what is a full step and a pass and a pivot. So first off, we're going to get back into our stance, which is shoulders over thighs over feet, also known as hip wide. So my feet are together, 1 foot at the 12 o'clock, 1 foot at the 2 o'clock position. I'm going to go into this stance, and I'm going to do my half step, which is a push from the back foot, slight lift to the front foot, slide forward, and when you go back, you do the reverse. So forward, reverse. Some folks might call this the Joe Louis shuffle. So I'm back in this position, and I want to do a full step. So I do the full step the same way I do a half step, where I take my lead foot, I keep it 60% forward. The rear foot I drive with, so I drive and skim with this front foot. So I'll do it once again, drive and skim with the front foot. And then when a full step back, I do the same thing, but it's a full step. Full step, full step. And you'll notice that I try to keep my shoulders in line the whole time I do it. I try not to rock. And sometimes I'm successful, and sometimes I'm not. Now, we talked about the half step. Now we see the full step is really just a longer version of the half step. Now I'm going to put some feet in play. So I'm going to give you an opponent, just so that you see where the footwork lines you up. So here I am in this position. I'm in my guard. If I do a half step only moves me this much closer in range. A full step moves me a lot closer in range and a lot further back. So I'm going to shuffle. All right, we're going to do a new concept now. This is much more like walking. So I'm going to be doing my little shuffle step, my little half step, a little full step, half step back, full step, half step, doing that. Now I want to get to the back side of this opponent. So I have to do something called a pass. And if I don't want to telegraph that, I'm not just going to lift up and walk. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a foot swap. So I'm here in my position. I'm going to do something to mask my motion. Take a step, and I'm going to pass. So I'm going to do that again. I'm in my guard. I'm here. I take my rear leg, and I put it to the outside of my opponent. Look at the line of the foot. Look where this foot is. I've lined this foot up down the center of my opponent. I can't do a pass from here, because if I do, I'll just sort of step into them. So I want to make sure that I position myself like I'm in line down the center. Here I am. I'm going to do a pass. I do this pass. I do this step. I try to slide the foot, not do a big step. I want to slide it so it's in the flow. And I'm trying to keep my shoulder over the thigh. I'm trying to keep that center of balance. And here, I'm moved in tight to my opponent. I can hit him, I can grab him, I can wrap him from behind, I can check him, I can do lots of things with him. So once again, I'm here, I'm in my guard, I do my step, I do my pass. Now you notice every time I do my pass, I start to do a little pivot of that foot. Well, if I want to get behind my opponent, I'm going to be here, standing, I step to here, I do my pass, and as I put the foot down, I pick this foot up and rotate. And do a pirouette on that foot. Let's do that again. And it's important that you use flat-soled shoes or shoes that don't grip too hard, because what will happen is if you have grips, they'll bite into the ground, and sometimes you can twist your knee. You don't want to do that. So I try to fight in flat shoes or as close to flat as possible. I'm here, I do my pass, I do my pivot. Now, we're in a combat situation. Moving, moving, moving. I do my pass, I do my pivot. There are lots of things I can do to this opponent now that I've gotten to here on. I can take them down. I can drive my knee into the back of their knee. There's lots of things you can do. So, we're going to review the whole thing. Kick the shoes out of the way here. Stance, half step, full step, pass, pivot. Thank you.